We are now live. Good evening, everyone. Malamang wala pang tao dito ngayon, but I'm just spitballing right now. Just waiting for Ken to come on. Hopefully Mike Bailey is awake right now. Hello, Ash_LKD. Welcome. Potch Spice is joining us right now. Three of us. There's four of us right now. Thank you for the hearts. We're just waiting for Ken to come on. I don't know where Ken is. He's awake. Don't worry, everyone. He's awake. Oi, Ash. What's up? Ken Warren's there. All right. We'll get him in.
Good evening. Do you hear me?
Hey, Ken. Oh, wait, we gotta start this off official, because we're trying to make this like a weekly thing. So
right.
Let me start off by welcoming everyone. Mga amigo at amiga, magandang gabi and welcome to #PWG Live. This is, I don't know what to call it. It's a show of two wrestlers having fun, talking to different people, and just passing the time during coronavirus. How was your Saturday so far, Ken?
Exactly. That's how we started. My Saturday is okay. I'm actually extra tired this week, but I'm more than happy and just excited and looking forward to this weekend because it's not just a weekend, it's indie weekend for the last weekend of April. Yes, sir, and you're starting tonight.
So, obviously tonight we got Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey, and he's going to be joining us tonight. I am very excited. I'm such a big fan of Mike Bailey ever since killing it in the UK, killing it in Japan, and Ken is loading right now. Are you okay, Ken?
I heard. I was hearing everything you were saying.
All right, that's good.
Good listener.
Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have Absolute Ricky Starks, or Stroke Daddy for the ladies, as he terms it.
Yes,
How
sir.
are you feeling about that?
I am nervous, but yet excited as well. But that's the challenge we need to get used to, amigo. That's the challenge we need to get used to as striving professional wrestlers from the Philippines. That's what we need to That's what we need to get used to. What is happening in my grammar? My goodness gracious.
Yeah. So have you? Well, we got a couple of minutes. I hope Mike Bailey is awake because right now it's 9 p.m. here in the Philippines, but over there in Montreal, Quebec, it's 9 a.m.
Yes,
it's
something
very
very
early.
Note of. Yes.
Yeah, we ask a lot from our fans, from our guests actually that come on. That hopefully that we can get them on at night. They have to be like super early. They have to be up super early in the morning just to join us.
Don't worry, there will come a time, Senorito, that our guests, or at least we're gonna start the live at 3 a.m. so that the guests will be very comfortable.
None of our Filipino viewers will be online by then, but there's always a first time for everything, and I will not be surprised that if we do have a 3 a.m., it'll happen. Good morning to Brock Randolph 2020. Good morning, sir.
Good morning everyone.
Where are you from, Brock? Where are you from, Brock? Let us know. Let us know where you're listening in from.
Hey, amigo, you forgot to input something, brother. Something very.
All right. Oh no, I don't have it with me right now.
You want me I know. Later, I'll comment it. Just pin it.
Wait, yeah, all right. I got you. Yes, please. I don't have. I forgot. No. I was so excited. I was so nervous.
It's a freaking different link. I might post a different link. Don't click this. No.
I hope you give me the right link. Hi there, Hayna B. Thank you for joining us. We hope Mike Bailey is awake right now. Hopefully.
I got you.
We sent him a message earlier.
I got you.
You got me. All right. Good evening, Triple F. All right, Ken. We're almost.
Yes. How many more minutes?
We're almost
up 1 minute left.
We have 1 minute left. All right. We got time. Well, technically, we have an hour. We have an hour to do this because Instagram Live
cuts us in an hour.
Cuts us in an hour
by the first hour.
That's true. That is true. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions for Mike Bailey, make sure to put them down in the comments. Ken will help moderate for me tonight. And yeah, Ken, it's 9 p.m. I think you should go check if our esteemed guest Mike Bailey is online right now, and I'll stall. I'll do my best.
This is improv every weekend. You got
yes,
this.
Sir, yes, sir.
You, I think. Let me check.
All right, thanks, Ken. All right, see you later,
Thank
brother.
you. See you guys. Enjoy.
So again, guys, thank you very much for joining us. And I know I should have the pin post right here, but I forgot to copy and paste it. So if you can, please go to tickettome.net. Hopefully, if you have the extra means, extra resources to help out our frontliners and also our less fortunate brothers and sisters, or because of this coronavirus thing, if you can head on to tickettome.net and then like help out there, click the link. I'm pretty sure people need the help right now. And again, I hope you guys are staying home, staying safe, washing your hands and everything. Ken is just right now looking for Mike Bailey. I know it's online. Oh, Ken already put up the link. Thank you, amigo. And I'm gonna pin that comment. We should do this more often, Ken. This is actually easier than me having to copy paste. Hey, Francis Maitan, stay safe po. Thank you, Din, and I hope you are also staying safe. So right now we're just waiting for Mike Bailey. If you guys have any questions, just please hit the comments. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. He's not on yet. We're trying to find him. We're trying to find him. We hope he's awake. Oh, Mike Bailey has just gone online. JDL versus Bailey when I hope very soon after this whole coronavirus thing. I hope very, very soon. It's like Ken has just gotten hold of Mike Bailey. Thank God we're friends with him on Facebook also. So thank you, Ken Warren, the best moderator of hashtag PWOG Live. I hope to do that for you tomorrow. I'm not really friends with Ricky Starks, but I hope I can do my best. How did I celebrate Mother's Day? Is Mother's Day done? Speedball Bailey has joined us. Yes! Finally, I shall add him on here. And guys, get ready because we are going to be joined by the one-time DDT Ironman heavyweight male champion. Oh! Hello, Mike Bailey!
Yes.
Nice hair. That is some nice hair. It's a welcome change, honestly. Thank you for joining us. I know it's very early in the morning over there in Canada, but thank you again so much for joining us on hashtag PWG Live.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome, and it's our pleasure. We're very humbled, and I just want to run down some of your accomplishments for our viewers right now. So this is Mike Bailey, guys. He is a one-time DDT Ironman heavyweight male champion, two-time KOD tag team champion. He has won the CZW Best of the Best tournament in 2015, finalist in PWG Bola, and he has also won the DNA Grand Prix in 2016. Again, thank you and welcome, Mike Bailey, to hashtag PWG Live. So,
thank you.
That was a long-winded intro. Starting it off, like, how have you been during the coronavirus right now?
That was a very good intro, by the way. Very, very healthy. Loved it. Appreciate it. I've been all right. So I only got back from Japan approximately 2 weeks ago. So things were. I feel like things shut down there early, but then they picked back up for a little bit. So during the month I was there, I was able to do a couple extra shows while everything else was closed.
Yeah.
So that was good, but now I've been back for 2 weeks and I've had to self-isolate for 2 weeks.
Are you still on self-isolation right now?
Yes, I've got 2 more days of self-isolation.
Right. So I know that you tweeted about, like, you had a very interesting experience because you had to fly back to Canada from Japan. So can you tell us how that experience was, flying all the way from the other side of the world back to Canada during this time of coronavirus?
So due to there's very, very limited flights available. So I had a weird route to begin with, which was Tokyo to London. Then I stayed overnight in London, and then from London to Toronto, and then Toronto to Montreal. So it was like a long 2 days, but it was strange. Most of my flights were nearly empty. I think from my flight London to Tokyo, which is literally like 13 hours, there was 5 people on the flight, maybe. 5 or 6 of us. Which is insane to see a giant plane for 5 to 6 people.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Like, would you happen to know, like, who you were on the flight with? Was it like a lot of businessmen or just like random people going home?
Well, I spoke to a couple of people. Yes, most of them were just most of them were going home. choose like the issue to return. There was no one going on vacation to London or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So I gotta ask, like, what? So since you have this new hairstyle that you're showing us right now, and I saw that video with you and Veda Scott where you were just buzzing while you guys were on video calls.
Yep.
What what got you thinking of like buzzing off the hair?
It's annoying when it's it's annoying when it's long. I don't want to just let it grow. I like it short. I think that's. I think a lot of people have been just buzzing off their head, but it makes sense. I'm not going to be able to go to a hairdresser for another
Yeah,
month or so.
I envy you right now because like my hair is just like floofing up, and I don't
Yeah,
have a
what?
buzzer at home.
Uh,
I get that.
so you're
So,
stuck with it now.
Yeah, I'm stuck with it for a while. As long as we're still like under lockdown here in the Philippines, I'm gonna be stuck with this hair for a long while. So
Right.
anyway,
So how long
I'll
have
get,
you been? How long have you guys been under lockdown in the Philippines?
in the Philippines, we've been on lockdown ever since around the end of March till the start to the like around the end of March or the start of April. So we've been under lockdown for almost a month, like a bit
Okay.
around a month or a bit over a month. So it's been wild. It's basically we can't get out. We can only go out if we need to buy groceries or medicine.
Yeah.
We have like limited mobility, no public transport. So yeah, that's been life in the Philippines right now. This is why we thought of like doing this thing where we just get in contact with a lot of different wrestlers and just talk to them.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of people have been doing like just putting out more content, which is very nice. And I hope that
Yeah.
keeps going when this ends because there's really no reason that people shouldn't be doing
Exactly.
this. You guys call it a lockdown in the Philippines?
Well, they call it an enhanced community quarantine. So it's not technically a lockdown, but it's pretty much a lockdown. Like the amount of people that can go out is very limited. But
Yeah.
they like maybe they don't want us to like panic too much, like using the
Yes.
lockdown name. Really.
Yes, which makes a lot of sense. Like lockdown feels like you're punished a little bit. I saw that in Singapore they call it a circuit breaker.
Yeah, like I thought it was. I saw the circuit breaker thing too, and I was thinking, are they like are they working out or something? But I guess
Right?
everyone has their own different way of like terming it. But whatever helps. Is that
I don't like lockdown. Sorry.
Sorry.
I don't like
No, I was gonna
lockdown.
ask,
I
like,
think it sounds like we're being punished.
oh, that's what they
Circuit
call it in
breaker
Canada
feels
right
like
now?
we're all working together. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dang. Yeah, that's
No, in
feels like
Canada.
we're doing
Sorry, in Canada we've been just calling it lockdown. Or
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll just go to some questions from our viewers. Actually, we
Yeah.
have one from Hana B. So, what home workouts are you doing at the moment right now?
Okay, so I've been since I have only very very limited equipment. I have one thing that I'm very very lucky to have is a pull-up bar. So I've been doing a lot of pull-ups,
Yeah.
and I can do like I have dumbbells up to 15 pounds and a kettlebell. So the way I've been doing it is I've been doing just 20 sets of whatever I feel like, usually to failure.
Yeah.
Mostly pull-ups and I like pull-ups and push-ups are the main focus, but then I'll add in every other thing I can do. Though
Yeah.
like they're not they're not as fun, but it's
Yeah.
basically been just 20 sets to failure of whatever I can fit in, and that's how I've been doing it.
Damn. Well, I can attest to that because, like, right now, what I have at home are resistance bands. So it's
Yeah.
been a lot of resistance band workouts, like bicep curls and then overhead presses. And then I've just been squeezing out like push-ups and squats here and there. So I
So
think everyone's like doing what they want. Yeah.
yeah, I think one thing I've been focusing on is squats, but on one leg.
Oh, okay.
And I've gotten really good at those. And I think that's the kind of exercise we should all be looking for home workouts because it's
Yeah.
not something that I can only just you do a bunch of them and then you hope you get more muscled. Like
Yeah.
I've been like for maybe a month now I've been really focused on them and I've been doing just a little bit more every day and because it's not just you're not going to get stronger. You're not going to get a lot stronger in a month. That's just not going to happen, especially if you've been working out for quite a long time. But a new exercise that's kind of a skill you might get better at, which is why like pull-ups and stuff I've been working out on, because it's not just about doing a pull-up is not just about being strong, but there's a lot of technique behind it. So I can also focus on that rather than just do a bunch of something and hope I get stronger, which in my opinion is boring. I don't like doing 500 squats to burn my leg. I would rather do 5 sets of 10 squats on one leg, which is a lot harder than a normal squat, and kind of learn to do that as well.
That actually
someone just commented that they hate them. Well, why do you hate them? Can you do them?
That's actually my girlfriend that actually commented that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she
why
hates
does
them,
she
but
hate
I
them?
know she can do them. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. But so I'm curious as to why she would hate them. Is it just because they're hard? I mean, if so, because that's kind of the point.
I'm not sure. We could ask her. Like, she could comment it right now. Jula, if you have the time, please tell us why you hate one-leg squats.
I'm sorry. I feel like it's bad form for you to invite me on an Instagram live Q&A and just argue with your girlfriend, but
No.
Yeah,
We make fun of each other with how much like we hate workouts also. She's done it. After she's done it, it's just hard.
Good. Great. Well, that's kind of the point, though.
Yeah. Well, how do you do the one-leg squats, though? Do you put your the other leg in front, or is it like one leg behind you?
No, I stick out my other leg in front.
Yeah.
I find it's easier with weights. Like if you're holding a small dumbbell out in front of you, it helps with the balance a little bit. Because the hardest thing is not to fall backwards.
Yeah.
So if you hold your leg out and then hold slight dumbbells.
It's like the Karate Kid montage where they're on that one, where they're balancing and then they're like trying to squat down with one leg.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly like that.
All right, got it. All right, we got another question from Tengu at Tengu_PW. When will Mike Bailey debut in PWR? Can you list all the countries you have wrestled in? Well, for the first
one. Okay, I don't know. I really don't know that. I don't know when I'll be able to leave Canada legally again. So, I guess we have to figure that out before I can see when I can wrestle in the Philippines. But I would love to. So as soon as I can, I'd be very interested. All the countries I've wrestled in. Let's see: Canada, U.S., Mexico, and then in Europe, I wrestled in England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Portugal. Never wrestled in Spain, but I did a seminar. Germany.
Dang. You've been everywhere.
Japan, Singapore. I think that's it. Yeah.
I think the easier question would have been if we listed where you didn't wrestle so far.
Oh, Italy as well.
Italy, wow. All right, that's a lot of places. Actually, since you mentioned Singapore, I was gonna talk about it. Can you tell us how that experience was when you went to Grapple Max?
That was fantastic. Like, just wrestling aside. Sorry, I should turn my vibration off. Wrestling aside, everyone was super welcoming, and I just had a really, really good time there. I'm a really, really big fan of what Grapple Max is doing. They basically started a scene from the complete bottom. Like, they didn't even have a ring. They just started training out mats, and they just built a whole new class of pro wrestlers. That's like 20 people that are involved in pro wrestling that wouldn't be at all if Grapple Max didn't exist, because they wouldn't really have been able to. And I'm all about that. I think that's fantastic. I had a really fun match there, and then I did a seminar the next day that lasted up to like 6 hours or something, because everyone just wanted to learn and we were having fun. But yeah, it was quite an experience.
Shout out to the Grapple Max boys and girls. The one thing you cannot take away from them is how much they love wrestling and how much they want to learn. Like, doing it all on mats, like doing that steadily for I think around 2 or 3 years until they finally got their ring right now. Hopefully the circuit breaker in Singapore is done so that they can have more shows and train more. But yeah, thank you for that answer again.
But yeah, I think what they're doing is amazing. I hear a lot of people that tell me like very often, "Oh, I would love to wrestle more, or I'd love to join a wrestling promotion. I don't love to start training, but there's nothing near me."
Yeah,
Which I think is pretty sad because in that case, it's up to you to get it started.
true.
Like the way they did it basically is some guys were trained, which even that's not always accessible, but I think that's okay. You can kind of look stuff online, and even though it's not ideal to try and learn how to wrestle by yourself, of course you're way better off with a teacher, but with the internet there's still enough, there's still enough information out there that even if you're on your own, you can develop a base, and then eventually, maybe it comes later, like what they've done, which is brilliant, is bringing people in to be their like almost guest trainers with people that are really, really good. Like Dick Togo was a big part of their learning, and they're getting better, which is fantastic. You can't learn from anyone better. And just them bringing him in now and then to teach has, been incredibly beneficial for them.
That's true. And yep, you hit the nail right on the head. Again, shout out to the Grappling Match boys who've been doing this. Actually, it's pretty much the same of how our current Philippine wrestling scene also started, because we didn't have anyone. We just we had a Facebook group, and then we all decided to, why don't we try this ourselves? And then we found that I'm not sure if you've seen that John Cena training seminar online with UWF. We basically used that as our peg, and then that's how we learned how to bump. That's how we learned how to roll and everything. So that's how basically how the Philippine wrestling scene started.
Yeah, but also like it's not. A lot of it is not like secret knowledge. Things like how to bump. Judo. I know judo players learn to bump almost the same way in ways that work just as well as the pro wrestling bumps. Like there's a lot of elements. Like a lot of martial arts practice is just basically pro wrestling, and then it doesn't get that hard to apply that to a match.
Yeah.
I don't know. People look at pro wrestling training as sacred somehow in a way. Like that you must attend pro wrestling training from a certified pro wrestler, and that's the only way you can have a match, which is insane because, first of all, I don't think a lot of people that are teaching pro wrestling should be, but I don't understand why people can just figure that out themselves from you can watch so much of it and just figure it out. I mean, it's not that difficult.
Well, since you're bringing it up, I wanted to ask actually that how did you get your start in wrestling? Because I know guys like Will Ospreay, guys like us, we technically started out as backyarders, but how did you get into wrestling?
So I started backyarding when I was 7.
Oh,
my brother was 9 and I was 7. Yeah. My brother was 9 and I was 7, and the first time we saw professional wrestling, we pulled our mattresses off our beds, put them on top of one another, and started giving each other suplexes.
Yeah.
Right away. It took a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started doing Taekwondo when I was 11. Mm-hmm. And then I have an older brother who started to do pro wrestling when he was 16. I was 14 at the time. I wasn't old enough to attend the school, but he would basically do the classes and then go back to our Taekwondo school and show me all the things he learned.
Oh wow! Okay.
And then when I was 16, I started officially training, and then 6 months later, just starting wrestling. Pretty much, one or two bookings every week, and that's been going on since then.
Wow! So you've been wrestling ever since you were 16.
Yeah, but I know it's not acceptable to count the backyard wrestling as experience, but. I wasn't doing things there's a lot of things we're doing properly in our backyard wrestling, because we weren't, a lot of details were all wrong, and we're kind of just doing moves. But I ever since I started doing seminars and teaching wrestling, I see a lot of people, and you're like, okay, let's do this, and then things that you hear oh, I don't know how to take a power slam. I've never taken a power slam, let's say. The old running twisty Randy Orton one, Dustin Rhodes. Yeah, but you've taken a body slam, but you've taken straight. Why don't you know how to do this one? But so before I started wrestling, I had taken every single move 10 times.
Yeah. Wow.
So when I started taking bookings, like the new part was the psychology and the details and how to do things properly, but taking the actual moves, like I find that probably most wrestling schools don't even teach that, which I think is a flaw in the wrestling school system, that you don't learn how to do the moves that you're going to be doing and taking in a match. You only learn basics, and then in front of a crowd is going to be the first time you're taking a power bomb or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally agree.
So yeah,
So,
I think experience from backyard and any like backyard wrestling or even any sort of sport where you'll pick up a guy and throw him around is super valid for pro wrestling. I mean, even if it's not officially certified pro wrestling experience, it still counts and it still helps.
Well, I think, in my personal opinion, also, like anything that you do when in terms of wrestling, whether it's wrestling in front of like 10 people or 500 people, that's still experience. So I
Yes,
also understand.
absolutely.
I am also one of the fact, like, if ever you start out backyarding, it's still technically experience because you're learning how to be like a wrestler in front of a crowd. Like, no matter how little experience that may be, you're still like on the way
Yes.
there. You're taking all the
Yes.
steps there, and then you're doing your best.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. I think that the one factor that's important to your success as a pro wrestler before you start doing it is like all the sports you've done before, and the closer that gets to pro wrestling, the better it is. Like obviously, like amateur wrestling has a very, very big impact, and so do gymnastics. But yeah, it's.
I was actually gonna ask, like, because we have a question here, like, what attracted you to the discipline of martial arts? But I know, like, you had an interview with Alicia Tout where you basically had a friend that got you into Taekwondo. But
yeah,
what I wanted to ask is, like, what made you stay in Taekwondo for a while, even up till the point where you became a 4th-degree black belt?
So I'm gonna answer with another, like, I'm gonna go back and answer with a piece of advice, which is when someone asks me what martial art should I practice, what martial art is the best, and people say, oh, I want to do Muay Thai because I see the guys in UFC do it, or I want to do Kung Fu because I hear it's really great. I think that it's a mistake to go about it that way, and the way you should go about it is find all the martial arts schools in your neighborhood, go try them out, see which ones you like, and because maybe like you want to do Muay Thai, but the Muay Thai school in your area is not very good. You had no interest in karate, but there's a really, really good karate school with a cool coach that you'll get along with and other people your age that'll train with. Like,
Yes.
I enjoy Taekwondo. I think it has a lot of merits as a martial art. I think it's very, very good for many, many reasons. But mostly, my Taekwondo coach was really cool. When I started, I was 12. He was only 26. I had my brother do Taekwondo with me. The school was close to our house, which is a big factor. Like, in terms of people sticking with the martial arts until they get to black belt, or sticking with any sport for a long time, it being close to their house and then all moving, and now I have to take 2 buses to get there makes a huge difference. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and I loved it. But that kind of goes without saying. But the fact that it was close to my house and it was in a really, really positive environment is mostly why I stuck with it.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm just very I'm very like I applaud you for staying with it, becoming a black belt, because I did Taekwondo also when I was younger. I only went up to blue belt. I quit after I got kicked in the head and like got knocked out. That was like, nope, no more.
Oh no, that's too bad.
All right, we got another question from Tengu. Oh, Dash Chisako actually just commented and said, short hair.
Hello, Dash.
Hi, Dash. So, a question again from Tengu. So, who is the pro wrestler that made you go, I want to be a pro wrestler?
God. So that's a hard question. That's one I don't really know how to answer, because when I think back to when I started watching pro wrestling and decided I want to be a pro wrestler, like there's no one that really like I stuck with and emulated. But I remember when I was a little bit older, I had already been watching pro wrestling for a while. When I saw the first indie stuff, like
Yeah.
notably AJ Styles, Amazing Red, and Low Key,
Oh
I
yeah.
saw them and I was like, wow, this is wildly different from what I've been seeing on TV from anyone, and this is a lot closer to what I would like to do. This is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have to agree also because when I first started watching the TNA stuff with AJ Styles and the X Division, that was what
Yes.
made me like stick with wrestling and like, oh yeah, I like this. I want to try doing this.
Yes.
uh, again, thank you for that. Thank you for that answer. So, we have
My
another
pleasure.
question. Are there any other places aside from the Philippines where you want to wrestle in? Like, are there all countries in your viewpoint right now where you haven't wrestled in and want to wrestle in?
I've never wrestled in South America. I wrestled in Mexico, but I've never been further down than that. So I would love to get there sometime,
Okay.
anytime. I know there's a lot of smaller pro wrestling scenes there that are just starting
Yeah.
out. And I'd love to go there. I have a good friend who, Guanchulo in Chile, who's been doing a great thing there.
Oh yeah, go
But
through
there's many other countries. I go by Diego now. I don't have to say Guanchulo. Regardless, there's a lot of other countries with like wrestling promotions that are starting out that I'd love to go.
Yeah.
Also, Australia is somewhere I've never been, and I would love to go. Other than that, I would love to wrestle in the Middle East.
Mm.
I know there's some, and it's hard, but yeah, I'd love to.
I do know I think there's one like starting out in Dubai for the Middle East, but
Yeah.
Australia, come on Australia, you gotta get Mike Bailey here after the quarantine, after the coronavirus stuff happens. All right, we have another question from Hina B. Veda versus Speedball when?
It's already happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on an IWS dojo show. But I mean, we've been teaming together a whole lot. But yeah, I she's my favorite opponent, so I'd love to wrestle her. I
There
don't
you
know
go.
when. I don't know, but hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. All right. We have. Okay, I have a question here. So I know because like you grew up in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Yes.
Did you learn French first, or were you knowledgeable in English already?
No, I learned French first. I couldn't speak English until I was like 13 or something.
So was that like a hindrance for you, like when you started pro wrestling and like started getting bookings elsewhere? Because like I know guys like Kevin Owens, for example, had a hard like learned English through wrestling. Like, how was that experience for you growing up in Montreal and then branching off in your own like wrestling career?
It was my English was good enough when I started, but I yeah no you kind of learn it as you go. Like a lot of people, like my Taekwondo school, which I started when I was 11, was pretty much bilingual.
Mm.
So I had already a pretty good, I spoke decent English from there. So it just got better. And then when I started wrestling, most people spoke French, but my English was still fine.
Yeah.
um, I mean, it's gotten better over the years and it keeps getting better. But English is taught in schools like pretty early on in Montreal. Everyone is kind of expected to be bilingual. So you start learning English fairly early and often. And you hear there's like as much because it's mandated by law that you need to put out French content. Radio and TV is pretty much 50-50
Yeah.
English and French. So you end up hearing it no matter what.
Okay. Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know that about Montreal. All right. We got another question from at Deacon Warren. So what is the story behind the shooting star knee drop? How did you come up with the ultimate weapon?
So it started with a standing moonsault double knees, where I messed up a standing moonsault 450,
Okay.
like a moonsault to a back senton. I messed that up and landed with my knees on the guy,
Oh.
and it
Okay.
got a good got a good reaction from the crowd. So I was like, "Oh, did that? I messed up the thing. Did that hurt?" And I was like, "No, it was fine." I was like, "Great, good. I'm just gonna keep that instead." So and then So my first finisher was a Phoenix Splash, which is standing backwards, you turn around, do a 450. You
Yeah.
start backwards, jump, turn around, do a front flip, and then land on your stomach on the guy. But that's a lot of impact, and basically when I started wrestling, I wasn't very good, but no one on the shows that I was wrestling was very good. So I ended up always winning my matches, specifically the promoter, with my finisher because I had a cool finisher that the promoter wanted me to hit every time. But it's a lot of impact, and it started hurting over time. So I then changed it to a shooting star press,
Yeah.
which I used for a while, and then eventually I started using the shooting star press to different positions. Like I started to do it just from the top rope to the other person laying down, and then I decided, oh, why don't I use the moonsault knees into the shooting star knees? I was doing for a while second rope shooter knees, but not as my finisher, and then using the top rope shooting star press as my finisher. But I remember when I started PWG.
Yeah.
On one show, there was like 4 people who did a shooting star press.
Yeah.
Like it was me, Matt Sydal, Ricochet, and Andrew Everett, who all did a regular shooting star press in our matches.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I started doing the shooting knees from the top rope, and then start using that.
Well, thank you for sharing that because like it is an amazing finisher. When I first saw it in PWG, actually I became a really huge fan of you. Like when you came into PWG, can you actually tell us some stories, like some of your favorite stories when you were wrestling over there in PWG?
Gosh, favorite stories. Well, I don't really have any stories. Wrestling Drew Galloway in that first round of the was the hardest match I've ever done in my life.
Okay.
Because if you watch it early on, he gives me like a reverse Alabama slam.
Yeah.
Kind of early on-ish, and just completely destroys my rib.
Oh, you were wrestling with hurt ribs?
Yeah. And so from then on, I couldn't breathe for the rest of the match. And it was like later in that match, after I don't remember when exactly at which point, but like I was like it's the closest I've ever been to like just cutting it short or not quitting, but almost quitting in a pro wrestling ring. And then that next day in that like 40-degree building, having to do those 3 matches, including the Bola finals, which is awful, just terrible. Like the finals was me, Chris Hero, and Zack Sabre Jr. And I remember, I remember talking afterwards and like saying to each other, like, we all feel like we've been hit by a car.
I mean, I think that is like the lore of Battle of Los Angeles because it's 3 grueling days, and you went through Drew Galloway, you went through Tommy End, you went through Will Ospreay, and then you had to do the finals. Like I was looking at, honestly, when I was watching, I did not expect you to win a lot of those matches, but I am glad that you did. I mean, I'm sorry that you had to go through all those grueling matches, but it was awesome for me watching as a fan.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
Just like staying on PWG, like I just wanted to ask. I know you had like a lot of great matches there. I just wanted to ask if you had like one favorite out of all of them.
I'm trying to think. I'm having to think, which is not good. I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite. I was just really glad to be there, especially at the time I was, which was really like a lot of people on PWG when I was there at the time were all the best wrestlers in the world, and it shows now because most of them got signed or are owning their own gigantic wrestling companies, and like it was like now everyone knows they're just the best wrestlers in the world. It's been established, but back then was like those are the best wrestlers in the world, just no one knows it yet. But clearly they were, and I'm just glad to have been able to, wrestle with these people for a year or so.
You've been. I have a list right here. You went through Zack Sabre Jr., Chris Hero, Adam Cole, Walter, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, Kyle O'Reilly, Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll, Kevin Owens. You went through a lot of guys, man. Like, how does it feel like in your career? How does it feel to like have gone through matches with some of the best in the world?
I don't know. It's a weird feeling to wrestle, like to watch an episode of Raw or watch an episode of Raw and go, okay, I have wrestled literally half the people on the card.
Yeah.
Or watch an episode of NXT and going, I have had matches with everyone on the card.
It's a great.
But you know, it's like it's hard to complain.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't really complain about my career and the way it's going and the things I've done. I can only hope it gets better.
And yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it definitely will because you've been making waves in the UK, in Japan. Actually, we have another question from Hina B because she's wanting to ask some Carrot stories too because she loved your match against Bandito. Can you tell us some like WXW Carrot stories if you have some?
Carrot stories? No, I don't have any. I wouldn't even know. See, this is why I'm boring as a person, especially for something like. Something like Carrot, which was a lot of matches, and a lot of traveling. I don't have any stories because I was 100% focused on the matches.
Okay.
Like I don't go out after shows. I go to the venue and I get in the ring and I start thinking about matches as soon as I get there. And that is my entire focus, trying to just catch up and make the most out of that weekend. And but yeah, no, the match with Bandito was great. After the match, they started throwing money into the ring, which was a really cool feeling, and for them to for people in Germany to show respect like that, it was pretty great. Really proud of that.
No, yeah, that was an amazing. Thank you again for your answer, and that was an amazing scene, seeing the people from Germany throwing money into the ring, knowing that it's a lucha thing to do that. But your match, that just shows that your match with Bandito was greatly respected by a lot of them.
Thank you.
All right, so,
I think the finals match with Kara doesn't get talked about enough. I thought that was equally really good, but yeah.
I haven't really seen a lot of the Carrot stuff. I've seen highlights of your match with Bandito, but
right.
I hope to catch that soon.
Yes.
All right, we have another question right here from JZZAFE. How was your stint with the DDT? Okay, we went to the UK. Now we're going to Japan. So how was your stint with DDT? And he says your match with Takeshita was heart trophy emoji.
Oh, I feel like we've had 4 now. But yeah, no, I've been going over to DDT for almost for 3.5 years now. Yeah. And it's been every couple of months that I go and spend a month or 2 over there, and it's been really nice. It's been everyone in DDT is just mind-blowing and fantastic and so good. And even though they do a lot of absurd wrestling, they do it so well, and there's so much care and passion put into being ridiculous in the best way possible, and it's amazing. Love to be part of that.
Yeah, actually, we have another DDT question from 8123 Shane. So, what was your favorite MLX match in DDT? Moonlight Express.
Yes. Me and Mao, our favorite, I think it was our second time winning the DDT tag team titles against Makoto Oishi and Shihoru Yasai. That was probably my favorite. If you can find that somewhere, on the DDT universe.
Yeah, DDT Universe for the people who are watching this. If you have the money, go get DDT Universe. You got nothing better to do during the quarantine. So
I think the first month is still free, so not having the money is not an excuse.
There you go. First month for DDT Universe is free, guys. Check it out. I know, because I know Shane is a big fan of MLXU and Mao. So, and
Yeah.
she's been actually to Japan and watched DDT. So I'm not sure if
Oh,
she
great.
caught any of your matches, but I know she's a big fan of Akito. All right. Actually, I wanted to ask also about the crazy matches because I know you were in a campsite match with DDT.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
how do you go into a match like that? Do you know like what's gonna happen, or do you just like go balls out and everything?
So there's kind of, it's very long. Like you'll wrestle for an hour and a half technically, which feels fairly unusual. Um, but there's kind of a path. You know where you're going and what's going to happen, but for the most part, it's just do things and then wrestle until you get there, and then you get there, and then something happens, and then wrestle until you get there, and then something happens.
Okay. Dang. So it's not a lot of like planning. It's just like you know what's gonna happen in certain situations,
Right.
and
Yes.
just keep doing it. Okay. Do you have like do you have like
It
any...
is so much fun though. It is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do in all of pro wrestling.
All right. Do you have any weird places that you would like to wrestle in? Like like the campsite. Do you have like any weird like wrestling locations you try to wrestle in? You'd like to try to
I
wrestle?
want to wrestle in a trampoline park.
Trampoline park.
One of those yeah, that'd be
Has
great.
DDT ever done that yet?
No, I don't think so.
All right, DDT.
Yeah.
Get on that trampoline park. All right, I have to ask also, like, how did your tours with DDT start? Like, did you reach out to them, or did they find out about you and then invited you over? Like, can you tell us like what that journey was like?
When I was wrestling for Evolve in New York, there is a Japanese expat that now lives in New York, and she recommends a lot of talent that she sees in the States to Japanese promotions when she thinks they're a good fit. So she just hooked me up with DDT and we started talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so you've had one heck of a wrestling career so far, and it's really only
Thank
going to get better. So throughout your career, can you tell us like that one lesson that you've learned that always stuck with you? Like maybe someone told you, or like you just learned on the way. Like, what is that one lesson that will always stick with you?
Ooh. I feel like there's so many of those. I don't remember who, if anyone, told me, or I'm sure a bunch of people told me, but it just took me a while to figure it out and be able to apply it.
Mm-hmm.
But the most important thing is focus on your strengths for pro wrestling. Do what you're good at and do a lot of it. And don't try to be good at everything or focus on every style. Just find what you're good at and try to highlight that and try to have your matches be a good contrast of what you're good at and what your opponent is good at. And that's what's going to make it unique and different. Don't try to do everything and don't try to be something you're not.
Totally agree. Like if you want to really make if you want to like be seen in wrestling, highlighting your strengths and, well, not really hiding your weaknesses a lot, but like focusing on your strengths while you're working on your weaknesses, that's like the way to go, in my opinion also.
Yes, absolutely.
We got a message from Strongs Like Venja. Hi, Speedball. Greeting from Germany's WXW Academy. Your seminar was one of the best trainings I had so far.
Thank you. Yeah, I take a lot of pride in my seminars being good and useful and people learning from them. I know there's a lot of bad seminars just because it's not. I don't think it's because bad wrestlers do them. I think it's because they don't really like take it seriously or think about it as much. A lot of people just want to make money and go, I'll show them a couple of things, it'll be fine. But anytime I do a seminar, like especially if it's before a show, which this one wasn't, but especially if it's before a show, my number one goal is, okay, how can I make everyone who is on the show and attends my seminar, how can I make their matches that night better? Like I want to teach them things they can apply. Like in theory, they already do pro wrestling training regularly, and they work on a headlock or headlock takedown, drop, tackle, drop down, leapfrog, every day with their coach. So doing it for 2 hours with me is not going to help. However, there's some things I can tell them and show them how to arrange or place or things that can have an impact readily that they probably don't do every week.
Yeah.
However, thank you for that question, Svenja. She was very, very good, and she'll be a great pro wrestler one day.
All right. Thank you again, Venya, for that great question, and thank you also for like doing that for your seminars because honestly, where we're at in the Philippines, we just want to like take in as many seminars as we can, and we learn as much as we can, and we're very blessed to have had people like Robbie Eagles. Like TJP come and do seminars for us and like really help us out where they can. Okay,
great.
So we're
Those
going
are very
to
good names to have seminars from.
Yeah, we'll go to one last question before we go into our next segment because we're running down on the clock here. So one last question first. So again from JZZAFE, Bailey's promo with Endo using Google Translate was the funniest thing. Like I have seen that promo also. Like what was the mindset going into that promo and using Google Translate in front of like Japanese media?
Well, Diego wasn't there to translate that day.
So you decided to use Google Translate instead?
Yeah, yes, and that is 100% the only reason I did that. Honestly, I didn't have a translator, so I was like, I'll just use Google Translate. Like, I didn't think... I knew it wasn't going to do a good job because it doesn't, but it was better than just, no one understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. Thank you again for that answer. So we're going to the next segment of this hashtag PWG Live, or I call it Whip Flash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flash some cards with some words on them, and I want you to like either say the first thing that comes to your mind or like cut a 30-second promo on them. Are you ready, Mike Bailey?
Okay.
All right. First word is Veda Scott.
Hi, Veda. You just started off on a real low note because due to the borders being closed right now, we're looking at not being able to see each other for a long time because she's in America, I'm in Canada, and I won't be able to see her. But, I think she is one of the most solid and consistently good female pro wrestlers out there on the indies, like by far. And I think she's improving so much and so fast, and like the mind that she has for pro wrestling amazes me. And I'm glad like we get to share that as much as we do, our love and our passion for pro wrestling and the amount of thought that we put into it. So yeah. For
sure. Like I've seen some of her ROH stuff and I was like already caught there, and I know like she'll just keep going up. I agree with you totally. Mm-hmm. Next word, Shrek.
God, Shrek. I wrestled this Shrek once. Good times, good match. Shrek versus Mad Kurt, which I think is on YouTube because I made a tweet asking everyone I made a tweet saying that if it got 1,000 likes, I would wrestle at Shrek, which it rapidly did. I love Shrek. I love the idea of Shrek. I haven't watched the movies more than once. I've seen the movies, but it's not like I watch them regularly. It's not even like I'm a Shrek movie super fan. I just love the idea of Shrek so much.
I agree. I love the idea of Shrek so much too, and hopefully we get to see Shrek Ball over here in PWR. Well, maybe. After Speedball,
hopefully not.
Shrek Ball. All right, next word, DDT.
DDT. Yeah. The move or the promotion?
The promotion.
They're great. What they're doing in wrestling is fantastic. There's one thing I can say about DDT to highlight just how good it is if you compare their Peter Pan shows, which is their like big yearly shows, the ones that last like 5 to 6 hours. If you watch them in comparison with other like major promotions, their major events, the DDT ones always stand out because there's no like every single match is different, and every single match feels brand new and feels exciting for a completely different reason, and that just sets their shows completely apart from me. I think some of the best wrestling happens in DDT. Konosuke Takeshita is probably the best wrestler in the world, in my opinion, and he's with DDT, and everyone else is just close behind.
Yeah, no worries. Like I hope a lot more people in the Philippines check out DDT soon. Second to the last word. Here we go. Grapple Max.
Grapple Max. I feel like we spoke a lot about Grapple Max. I think what they're doing is great.
Yeah.
I hope they keep doing it, and I hope they keep the same attitude even when they are a major promotion.
All right. I'm just gonna let you know right now. Instagram Live is telling me we have 20 seconds left, so this is gonna end, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. No worries. I'm gonna go live again, and then once we go live again, I'm gonna hit you with the last word, and then we're gonna just send off our audience here tonight. So 6, 5, 4. Hey, part 2. Here we are. Ken, if you're watching this, please pin the comment again. I will have the comment pinned. I will try to add Mike Bailey back. Yeah, Instagram Live. You gotta really work on that 1 hour limit, man. But you know, thank you for this platform. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Hello again, Hayna B. Thank you so much. We're just waiting for Mike Bailey to come on. Ken, please help. Alright, we're just waiting for Mike Bailey to join again. Hi guys. Yeah, I didn't expect us to go this long. Alright, here we go. So much. Let's go, GD, as a talk show host. I have a lot of work to do as a talk show host. Alright.
Hello, we're back.
We are back. So Instagram Live, if you didn't know, has a 1 hour limit.
Yes.
So we've done this a couple of times already. All right, we're down to the last word for Whiplash, and it is hashtag MLX 2017 or Moonlight Express. What can you say about this?
It's fun. Honestly, this is Mao has a great mind for pro wrestling, and he looks further ahead than most of pro wrestling, and he's explained to me that his philosophy behind pro wrestling, which is the philosophy behind Moonlight Express, is he wants to make wrestling fun. He wants everyone to go home happy after the show and not sad or worried or with a heavy heart, which you see a lot of in pro wrestling. Matches are serious, but he wants to be a good contrast to that and make everything fun. And that's how he wrestles. That's how it is to wrestle with him. And yeah, that's what we plan to keep going for a long time.
Well, I hope you guys keep going for a very, very long time, and I hope you guys get a chance to fight for the KOD Tag Team Championship again and win it again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again, Mike Bailey. But before we let you go, thank you again so much for your time. And I know it's really early in the morning over there. Are you a morning person or are you?
My pleasure. It depends. I have been since I got back. I've been on a pretty regular schedule, so.
Okay. So before we let you go, I know that actually one of your dream matches in professional wrestling is against John Cena.
Yes.
And on hashtag PWG Live, we just so happened to celebrate a little something called hashtag John Cena Saturday.
Ooh.
Because we celebrate John Cena Saturday.
Yes.
So I just wanted to ask you, Mike Bailey, can you please tell us what is your favorite John Cena moment or quote that you remember?
Oh. John Cena moment. I had no idea. I don't know any John Cena moments.
All right.
No, but I mean,
yes, go ahead.
There's a moment that sticks out to me. What I like about John Cena is, again, the consistency and how he's able to have good matches every time because, again, he's figured it out for himself. And definitely, like, playing to your strengths, I think John Cena is the master of that.
Yes.
Like that's what set him apart from all the um like all of his class. Like if you look at those, you were mentioning the seminars from
Yeah.
PWU, I think, was it with John Cena?
UWF, I think. Yeah, like
Yes,
UWF. Yeah.
yes. He had a great body and everything and a great look, but there were a lot of people like him that were in the same developmental system when he started out. But
Yeah.
he figured out what he's good at. He figured out how to use it, and he kept doing that for the last 20 years or something.
Yep.
And that's really like I don't know if that's what he would say, but when I look at someone like John Cena's career, I found someone who's figured out what he's good at and has been able to stick with that and do exactly that one thing he's great at for 20 years, and that just led him to a very successful career.
And I totally agree. And again, thank you so much, Mike Bailey, for joining us, and thank you for sharing your favorite thing about John Cena with us on hashtag John Cena Saturday. So can you tell our audience where they can find you online, and if you have anything coming up soon? I know it's like coronavirus, so probably just tell them where they can hit you up online.
Yeah, no, of course I don't have anything planned. At Speedball Bailey on Twitter and Instagram. I have a pro wrestling tee store as well, so if you feel like ordering a shirt, that's always appreciated. But I think um, the main thing you can do right now is I have a lot of matches on YouTube that please, if you've never seen, please go watch them all and share the ones you like and talk about them. That's always the most appreciated and is very helpful, and a big part of as a wrestler, figuring out what to do within that quarantine is kind of staying in the conversation and staying relevant. So please help me do that. And then, of course, I have a lot of matches on independentwrestling.tv and on the DDT Universe. So if you can subscribe to those and watch, that's always appreciated as well.
All right. Thank you again so much, Mike Bailey, for joining us, and thank you for your time. We went a little bit over than the 45 minutes that I promised, but thank you again so much for joining us, and we hope to catch you very soon. And please stay safe over there in Canada, and we will get through this coronavirus together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You.
All right, bye. Thank you so much again. All right, we did it. We got through. Ken, will you please join me? I'm sorry for the people who are just joining us right now. Speedball Bailey has been on with us for around over an hour. He has been an amazing guest, a great guest, very cordial, very humble. And yeah, we're just going to finish up hashtag PWG Live. If Ken joins us right now, Ken, I will invite you. Oh, there you go. You got a request on. We got a request on. Super cool. Keep it, guys. Thank you, Ash_LKD. We will try to keep this up as much as we can while we are still in coronavirus. Hello, Ken.
Good job. Good job,
Thank you.
brother. That's how
Thank
you
you,
stall. That's how you stall for 5 minutes.
Thank you for calling him, though. That was like, thank you for calling him. And I was like,
do what you have to do, brother. I apologize because I think he just woke up, but like he was very cool. He was very calm and very collected. Even when I called.
I'll apologize to him also because, like, yeah, you know, like it's not fun having to wake up with someone calling you for an interview. But you know, thank you again so much to Mike Bailey, to Speedball Mike Bailey, for joining us, and thank you to all the amigos and amigas watching right now who sent in their questions, who joined us, and you know, got to know a little bit more about Speedball. Actually, never did ask where Speedball came from. I forgot to ask that.
Well, we can always ask him.
All right.
Some other time.
I'll ask him another time.
Maybe I don't know. A few more episodes after this, we can have him again on the show.
That's true. Keep him relevant, guys. Check out all his stuff online on independentwrestling.tv, on DDT Universe, or even on YouTube. Just make sure that Speedball Mike Bailey is in your heads and in your hearts. Ken, what did you think about the interview?
For someone who said that he finds himself a very boring person, quote unquote, I really feel like he was being humble. Because all his stories that he shared was very informative, very in-depth, and I felt like that something that you would hear in a seminar. Actually, when you hear him talk, it's very like he has this teacher guru vibe, if I make sense. Yeah. So that actually stuck with me. And another thing is, good thing it actually came out from the John Cena Saturdays question, is work with your strengths, which is. You know what I've been doing, at least I've been trying to do. I've been trying to follow that road, and I think I don't do it as consistent as John Cena, but it did make me some good moments while wrestling. So that's very, yeah, that's man, that works. I mean, I'm a nobody, but like what Mike Bailey says, it's actually it's good. It works. I'm a loss for words
It's
for it.
food for thought. It's food for thought that we have to take as budding wrestling professional wrestlers. And thank you again, Mike Bailey, for all those words of wisdom. And since you mentioned hashtag John Cena Saturday, we should get into it. But again, mga amigo at amiga, before we let you go, please help donate to our frontliners over at the link right there, the pinned comment by Ken Warren. Thank you again so much, Ken, for that assist. If you have the extra resources, extra means to help us out, help our frontliners or help our amigos and amigas who are not as fortunate as we are, please do. And also, we have coming up PWR Wrestling from Home. I think next week. I'm not sure who the guests are, but we will have Wrestling from Home next week, as we are continuing to do to keep you guys entertained while we're in the time of coronavirus. We just got extended up to May 15. So kailangan natin ewan ko, I don't know what we have to do, but like we just have to keep sane, keep safe,
Stay productive. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. You know.
Exactly. Ken, do you have anything else to say before I sign us off with John Cena Saturday?
Well, before you sign us up for hashtag John Cena Saturday, please remember to tune in tomorrow as we have the latest and the last weekend of not just a weekend, but in the weekend this April. We have NWA's, well, the ladies call him Stroke Daddy, but the man can call him Absolute Ricky Starks. Yes, sir.
All right. That is tomorrow at 11 p.m. Definitely going to be late, and I'm going to need my coffee for that one because I'm not really a late night person. Anyway, again, amigos and amigas, we've held you for over an hour, so it's time to get to John Cena Saturday.
Word life.
So, for John Cena Saturday, April 22, 2020, never forget that we all have value, no matter what hardship or setback any journey takes us on. John Cena. So again, amigos and amigas, no matter what you're going through, no matter how much it hurts you, no matter how much it tells you that you don't matter, tell yourself that you matter. People around you will tell you that you matter. You have value, and do not let anyone or anything tell you otherwise. And that has been hashtag PWG Live. That has been hashtag John Cena Saturday. And Ken, you can
Hashtag
that.
that.
Thank you, amigos, amigas, and good.